downtown, beautiful downtown Edison, Washington to see the Jeff Gunn show. It's a gorgeous day. The gallery's closed today, so we get a nice quiet tour. This is just a quick look. Let's go inside. Jeff Gunn is a Portland artist. He's been showing with us for over 10 years. So he was in the first exhibit we ever had here in June of 2015. We're gonna do a quick little swing around the room, and then I'm gonna slow down and give you a better look at the work. This show focuses on his encaustic work, a certain body of work that he's completed maybe in the last 2 years. Jeff does all kinds of media, but he's particularly well known for his encaustics. He's been doing encaustic since the early 1980s. Let's give this a minute to come into focus with that backlight. This is called Heart Song, so this is the title of the show. These are, the small ones are all 12 inch by 12 inch. This is called Mountain Wind Sky. As you know, encaustic, probably know this, encaustic is an ancient form of, well, media. It's been around since the Egyptian days when that's how they treated their mummies, was they did an encaustic coating. Of course, now we use blowtorch with the beeswax. So it's beeswax, a solvent of some kind, which makes it toxic when you're heating it. And then pigment, so you can be using powder pigment, pure mineral. What's unusual with Jeff's work is he uses sumi ink, and you can also use color, or rather like oil paint. He uses sumi, and you'll notice he's got a very Asian feel to his work. He's been studying calligraphy for over 35 years. This is gorgeous. This one's called Jingle Jangle Morning. And you get these wonderfully feathery, soft edges with heating the sumi and beeswax. You notice these rectangular pieces are there's a dividing line right in the middle with these rectangular pieces. This is a beauty too. It's called Winter. Back to the rectangular form. This is called Incoming Tide. Got that middle division. There's kind of a duality going on in these pieces. Jeff sometimes has a chop, and you can see his signature. These are wonderful colors that are not that common in his past work and his other work. He's well known for his teaching, his plein air painting, his plein air workshops. He's a wonderful landscape artist and works in all kinds of media, prints. I can't get this to show you how wonderful that lower half is with the subtleties. This one is called Spring Melt. Oh, we almost got it there. There, if I hold the phone at an angle, you can see it's really glows on the lower half. It's almost looking underwater. Another beauty, this is called Mountains and Rivers. These that are rectangle, either vertical or horizontal, are usually about 18 by 36. Got some gorgeous transparencies going on here. You know, with encaustic, you often are doing a lot of layers, scraping it down, doing another layer. This is called September Song. Again, we've got that middle division with these sumi over wonderful yellow and oranges and blues, and these have different inks mixed in. He will also sometimes use collage. It takes a lot of skill to be able to work with encaustic like this. One looks. Again, we're back down to the 12-inch by 12-inch format. Offshore. In my, that blue looks almost solid, but it's a beautifully striated. Blue. This piece we're going to look at right now is a little bit older. Wasn't done with this particular body of work, but I thought it worked with the show. It fits in so well. This piece is called In Love with Wind and Dust. Again, you have the sumi. Beautiful, gorgeous colors. Look at the calligraphy signatures for the title of the piece. And you see the date, 2010, quite a while ago. Well, let's see, that would be 15 years ago. And then he's got these wonderful vintage maps. That have been collaged in. This is the Campbell River area map. I believe this is Carson Creek, I'm not sure. This is a really rich painting. We've got some, what do you call it, stenciling going on. It's always a pleasure to slow down and really look at the various parts of these paintings. Beautifully composed. This piece is, dimension-wise, we're looking at 41 by 31 inches. And then we've got a little piece over here that is just done from no encaustic. It's a construction wall that Jeff has often done carpentry work. When he pulls apart things, he often sees kind of like a topography on the back of concrete or on the back of plaster that he wants to use to make an impression on wood. And so this is silk, ink, and gouache on board. And it's called Patient Waiting. He did this one really recently. He did this when he was in the waiting room, I think, or when he got back from the waiting room for an injury he had. 6 by 22 inches. He's got that beautiful little pink off in the area, counterbalancing that yellow. Again, it's a duality, the split down the middle. And the same with this one, which is called Harmonious Aspiration. Very calligraphy-like, or calligraphic, however you might say that. And again, the two halves. And again, his chop and signature. Let's look more closely at this. Assuming this seems so simple, but you see this, you get some of these beautiful blues with the ink. When it's heated and the wax mixed with the inks, and sometimes the yellow pigment as well. The last piece we'll look at is kind of back to more colorful, just as our first piece was. It's called In Turbulent Times, Conduct Oneself Flexibly. This is very specific to this time and age, that title, but it's an ancient Chinese phrase. Again, we have, though it's less obvious here, we have the division in the middle. And again, we're looking at, this one is 16 by 31 inches. Jeff is a Portland artist. He used to live in Seattle, and he's actually born on Vancouver Island. And he's just a remarkable artist. I'm so happy that we get to show his work up here. And I hope you get a chance to see this show. It comes down in 1 week. Thank you all. Have a good day.